Hello everyone, welcome. Sorry, I was getting the stream ready, getting my coffee, some breakfast. So we'll go over what's been happening. I opened up all the charts, but I didn't yet see exactly what happened at the open. Oh, that was a good level on ES I had marked. That would have given a nice reaction. Right over here, we had this low here we made on, oh, let me adjust this chart so I can see the time. Right there, the low that we made on the 4 o'clock candle, and then we just came back and back tested that. NASDAQ, let me adjust this as well to bring up the time at the bottom. Right there. So who's joining us today? Mike, welcome. Mini Trader, JK. Okay, right there. Let me know if the volume on the music is good or if it's too loud or not. And the stream should, see, this is like, I don't get this from YouTube. I literally just had fiber optic internet installed yesterday, and I had basically 1 gigabyte speeds download upload, and it is still telling me that the bit rate is lower than the recommended bit rate. Like, I have no idea what they pretend. But I'm sure the stream quality is good. So the goal for today, it's pretty simple. I wanna pass the take profit trader evaluation that I have. I bought it 2 days ago. Okay, let me turn down the music. I bought the evaluation 2 days ago with the 50% off sale they have going, and they've changed it now that you can pass in 3 days instead of 5. So that makes a huge difference. So I made 1600 Tuesday, Wednesday on the live streams, and today I just have to finish off the 3rd day, so that's just going to be the focus on this stream. So let me calculate exactly how much I need. I'm actually already over the profit target. The balance is 53,029 on this account, but I did go over a little bit on the consistency rule, because I should have made 1,500 maximum per day, and I made like 1,625. But no big deal. I'm just going to have to trade, just make a little winning trade today. So I'm just logging here on my dashboard and see exactly what the target is. So the target is 3210. So basically $200. That's all we need to do today on the stream for this account is win $2,000. That's, I mean, $200. That's going to be the goal for today. I'm gonna be using micros obviously because I'm not gonna use more risk than I should for just making $200. Yesterday was an amazing day in crypto, and Bitcoin followed through today. Actually, Bitcoin got up to a daily level that I have been waiting for months and months to hit. If I go here, this is the daily chart on Bitcoin, and you can see I posted yesterday on this. I've talked about 65,700 for so long, and I wanted to break above this highs and have a solid close through so that any pullbacks down here, we would ideally turn this back to support in this node. And yesterday we had massive pump. We actually closed just above the 200 moving average, and now we filled in this breakdown right here. Basically the lows here, 72,445 was a huge daily level, and that was the start of this entire breakdown back in June, and we've now filled back up to the top edge of the node. So question is now, can we get the follow through? Pretty much we have all the zones delineated here. 75,000 will be next, followed by 77,834, 82,379. But we need to get past this. This is a very large resistance, so I'm not assuming we're just gonna go there directly. If we get, like I said, any pullbacks, this is where I would expect some kind of big support to come up over there. Hit that like button, guys, and subscribe if you haven't done so. Overall, very somewhat boring open here. $76.95 is a good daily level on ES. If I go back, that's the previous all-time high all the way back here in beginning of June, and that is where we bounced off here at 8 o'clock, and now we're holding there for now. To get long on ES here, I would like to see this break above this level and then just look for any kind of pullback into here, and then look to come up to like valley area high from the extended hours would be a good first target there. We're getting a nice absorption here on NASDAQ. Let's try a short here. Right there. That's it, guys. I just made the $200 that I needed on this account. It's actually got a very nice follow through there. Alright, I know it was very quick, but that's usually how it goes with absorption signals. You gotta act pretty fast on them. We had a very nice back test here of VWAP. You can see my absorption indicator fired off a signal right there as well. If I go into the footprint, and I move this up, oh, sorry, I'm looking at the ES footprint. I gotta change this. Footprint. I gotta switch this to the NASDAQ footprint. Where is it? Right here. So that's NASDAQ. So yeah, right up here. Very nice signal here. You can see we back tested VWAP and look at all its clusters of aggressive buying at the top. Positive delta, and then we had a very nice follow through again. Alex, thank you. Could have actually gotten more out of this trade, but like I said, all I literally need is $200, and now I've officially passed the this new Take Profit Trader account. I'm just gonna switch over now into another one, just in case we have another good setup during the end of the stream. Raja, yeah, I mean, that's the whole strategies that I talk about in my order flow course are basically that. I also have a lot of videos on YouTube with general concepts as well that could be very useful. Segnia, there's no indicator for that on TradingView. I mean, unless someone made a custom one. But the problem with TradingView is there's no true level 2 data, like bid-ask volume data. The way they calculate like order flows and volume profiles is just basically through tick movements on the lower time frames, which I have found for volume profiles they're very accurate, but for order flow is not so much. I thought of retesting those indicators again, but then that means I would need to switch my plan from the what plan do I have now? I just have the basic. So I have the essential, which the essential plan is the lowest tier paid plan, and that includes volume profile indicators, which is all I need. But if you want to use order flow tools on TradingView, you need to pay for the premium plan, which How much is it? It's $70 a month, which I'm not interested in paying that since I already have Sierra chart for that. But yeah, I've heard from people like the cumulative volume delta indicator and all that. I don't think they're very accurate in TradingView. That was crazy. How to find what? So let's split up the charts again. Tech Boy, for me, it's important. I mean, it's, you know, it's all based on what strategy you have. Divergences for me are nice because it's basically signaling you if, you know, the effort that is being put by buyers or aggressive buyers or sellers is, you know, if there's any kind of follow through or if there's like a bigger traders in the book that are holding like all that. I'm gonna get rid of this zone here on NQ because once we start just chopping through one of my high time frame low volume node zones, then, or I should probably just refine it here because it is a pretty clear level. Yeah, right there. That's a more refined low volume node area. NASDAQ, just like ES, we did that same thing. We pulled back right to the previous spike low here. These are levels that I always pay a lot of attention to. Same thing happened on ES here. Pull back right to the previous spike for this swing low. Yeah, Tech Boy, no problem. That was crazy. Just go to my channel and look for my trading education playlist. There's my channel has over 300 videos and they're all organized by categories on my playlists. So you can just check all the content there. And again, I traded micros on this, but I used them through the mini charts. So this, yeah, 256 for today. That's pretty much all I needed again for this account. Let's switch over now into another. Yes, coming down near this area, 76, like 95 zone, I think will be a strong support area. That was the previous all-time high zone right here. this level, 76.94.50. That was a previous all-time high. Looks like we're just channeling down into here. So I would probably, if we get down to like this area, this might be a good zone to look for longs. Or like I said before, if we have a strong breakout here, then I would look to long on a retest back. Let's look at gold, which had a very nice move yesterday. You can see right here, very nice pullback right into the high from last week, and so far holding. For gold here, I need to, this will be like the next zone right there off of the long-term profile. So today, just looking for a strong break through the overnight high and then retest, and then right here 46.90 would be our next target to the upside. If I zoom out on like the 4-hour, this is, you know, what I'm looking at. Got this previous highs here. So we want to break above, get into this high volume node area, flip this to support at the bottom edge, and then we have all this equal highs up here at the top edge. That will be our next target on gold. This entire area, I think, would be strong support. We already dipped into the spike high, but if we come down a little further, we have all this highs here as well. So like the 44.90s, I think would be a strong support on any pullback there. Ebra, what time frame on which chart? ES and Nasdaq? ES 3000 ticks and Nasdaq 1500 ticks. I do have minute time based as well. Like this is the 5-minute chart here and the 1-minute chart on ES. And then same thing on Nasdaq. I also have a 1-minute and a 5-minute that I check. This, see, now if we're able to get above VWAP on Nasdaq, that will be a pretty good sign. We are getting still absorption right at this same area again. If we look in the footprint, you can see absorption right on the same area as before. Now we're finding absorption there once again. Let me check the chat, guys. Dinch, I mean, I actually think the volume profile on Sierra chart is very accurate. I have made comparison. Oh, which that reminds me. Yeah, I'm going to work on a new video comparing them. I made a video like a year ago comparing volume profiles between TradingView and other professional platforms, specifically Sierra chart, and they were very similar. Baki, what's up? Welcome, Baki. Ibra, the Sierra chart, I have package 11 and I pay $46 a month. And then on top of that, I also pay $13 for live CME data. So in total, my expenses are $59 a month for Sierra chart. Yeah, I gotta look. I'm looking through all my thumbnails and things that I've done for my channel, because I'm gonna do a updated version on the volume profile comparison. Okay, I have it here. Yeah. I'll work on a thumbnail after this live stream and I'll have that video in the back burner for the future. Yeah, 50% retracement is good. I mean, I think anything between 50 and 75 is like the ultimate retracement area that you want to look for. I think anything less than 50, I think for me is too shallow of a pullback, but 50% is definitely a good amount. So here we're on ES, and I talked about, you know, we still have the risk of filling in the rest of this gap right here. Let me actually mark off this spike right there. 76.57. That's ultimately the fill, and then, well, I mean, I don't know if I want to go this far down yet, but below that, 75.67 is as well the last fill from this impulsive move. We do have this tiny swing high here. So 76.73 is the next big hourly level. And then below that, it would be right here, the point of release. This big breakout that we had on August 4th. So far, we're still holding 76.94, which again, this was the previous all-time high area all the way back here. This is at the beginning of June. June 1st, June 2nd, we had a little double top at 76.94. That's exactly the low that we are in at the moment. Let's see if we can push through. We are coming into a significant support area. You can see a low volume node zone from the overnight. So if we do get some like big absorption and recover strongly above this level, then that could be a quick squeeze up. You can see here very symmetrical channel formation that we're having here on this push down. Let me check the chat, guys. Dean, I'm new to the channel. I'm in the Australia. Dan CH, great to hear. Glad you're enjoying the channel and finding some good content. Oh, here, see, we're getting absorption out here. Let's try a quick scalp here. As long as we're holding this absorption and this low volume node zone. Let's see, NASDAQ. There we go. Right there. Okay, so I'm out. Just taking it to this upper trend line. Also, the 21 EMA was over here. So it did squeeze me back up, but again, I was leaning pretty much on this zone here. This low volume node area of support from the overnight right there. As long as this held, this was my invalidation, and we had the area of absorption down here as well. Let me check the chat, guys. Sorry. Airbrush, yeah, you can definitely use this on Forex. The only thing with Forex is you're not gonna get true order flow if you're trading CFD, not CFD, spot Forex. You can use Forex currency futures, but they do have, the volumes are very low. I don't think I know almost anyone from that world that trades currency futures on the CME. And I know the volumes are very low. So, but as far as all the volume profile and price action strategies that I use and I teach in my courses, you can definitely apply that to Forex. I used to trade mainly Forex back in 2018 before I moved into futures in 2019. Here you can see a perfect backtest of this low volume node area. So I could have just waited and actually taken a long on the retest of this. I sort of took it preempting the squeeze back above, which worked out well. But this was a very nice opportunity here on this pullback. Let me get this off. I'm gonna get this trend line off. Fourth trend line touch as well always increases the likelihood of breakouts, and that was the fourth touch that we have here. Going back to VWAP, let's put this. I'm out of the Take Profit Trader account, guys, so I'm not really trading anything seriously for the rest of this session. If you just joined in right at the beginning of the stream, I had the Take Profit Trader trade. So here, I'll show you, for those that are just tuning in, let me show you again what the Take Profit Trader one was. Order fills. So it was right here. It was a very quick trade. Right there. Pretty much coming off of this divergence on the back test of the VWAP. Now I don't want to screw this account up, so I'm pretty much just in practice mode now to keep showing you guys on stream if there's any good opportunities. Etish, thank you. Yeah, sometimes the trades, you get an opportunity very quick. And that's the thing with divergences, what I said earlier. Sometimes you just gotta take it very, very quickly, because it's a matter of like a quick reaction just for like a scalp. Let me check the chat, guys. That was crazy. This is obviously not financial advice, so I'm not gonna tell you guys what to do. I wouldn't advise you to sell or buy gold. I don't actively day trade gold myself. I hold gold long term in like my retirement accounts and things. And I think, this was a very nice accumulation area. Now, I think probably what we need is to break out from like this entire zone. I think this is a very like significant level. I should actually add it on my chart. Every weekend, guys, I have my premium market analysis on YouTube where I share all these levels adjusted and plans for the next week and everything. But yeah, like right here, this is the next big daily level right there. 46.77. I think if we have a strong break through 46.77, that's going to be a pretty significant break. And you know, even though I don't follow fundamental news a lot, all this stuff we're seeing happening since yesterday had a lot to do with things with the Federal Reserve announcement that they made yesterday, that they're basically willing to support rates. Then Trump had some kind of conference, and I think he mentioned that they were willing to buy a bunch of Bitcoin for their crypto reserve. And all those factors led into that crazy move from yesterday. Mike, I don't have a timeline for the low volume node indicator. I'm still like developing it. It is working now on the lower time frames, but I'm having a hard time getting it working on like the 1 hour chart on higher time frames. So I want to make sure that I address that issue before I do anything. Because when I make it available, I want to make sure that it works not just on like intraday time frames, but that it can also be used on like hourly charts and stuff. Etisham, yeah, what you mentioned, like you can use order flow on currency futures on the CME, like I think 6E is the symbol for Euro US dollar. Like here, we go, if I go here, futures, Euro, so yeah, 6E. This is the CME futures for Euro US dollar. And like if I split the screen, and now let's just add here a regular Euro US dollar Forex pair. Like you can see, the charts are almost identical. So you could use order flow tools in Sierra Chart or another platform to trade currency futures. But yeah, like I don't know how the volumes I've heard are pretty low. Let me change this. That link is no longer valid. I'm just gonna add this here. This is just my watermarks for the right there. No. But yeah, as you can see, like the futures, the CME futures and the spot Forex charts are pretty much identical, but the volumes are pretty low. So here, let's go back again. Again, guys, I'm already done with my goal for this account for today. So right now I'm just in practice mode pretty much. And I'll, to share with you if I see any setups or things like that. I will probably pick up a couple of more Take Profit Trader accounts before the 50% sale's over. And then for September, I really want to start loading up on more accounts. July, August is, seasonally a very low volume time for trading. I generally don't trade a ton in August. But I'm sure for September, we're probably going to get some really good prop firm deals again as well. And I'll look to start getting into a lot more accounts on September. Well, the way I look at prop firms is you want to scale the profits of prop firms into more accounts. So like today, I'm going to pass this Take Profit Trader. Tomorrow morning for the stream, I'm going to be trading my funded pro account. And then the goal is just to get to a payout on that account. And then once you take the payout on that account, then you use those funds to finance more evaluations. And then you just build it and scale it. Etisham, I think... Yeah, I showed the position that I took earlier. And I also took a little practice. Where's this? Yes. Yeah, I took a quick scalp short on ES earlier on the retest right here of VWAP. And then I took another little trade here in the practice account on ES on the little breakout here when we bounced off of this low volume node area from the overnight. Let me see. Marcos, TradingView good? Yeah, TradingView is excellent. I would not recommend it for order flow trading, like for footprint charts or cumulative delta and stuff like that. I would not really use it because of the lack of true bid-ask tick data that they do not have. I don't really use fair value gaps. I am aware of the concept, obviously, and like if I look at a chart and there's a very obvious gap, I pay attention to it. But also keep in mind, I like to use tick charts when I'm day trading. Like I do have minute-based charts. Like this is the 1 minute chart, for example, or like a 5 minute chart here. But tick charts, I get a lot more candles because of the lower time frame that I have on it. So in reality, a fair value gap on a 5 minute or a 1 minute is going to look different from me on a tick. So it's just very I think they'll change a lot. If you use fair value gaps, I feel like you just have to learn to just use them, focus on a single time frame that you like. Elvish, I don't have any private Discord trading community or anything like that. I have a Discord server for all the students on my trading courses, and that's mostly to provide support, answer questions, people can share charts and get feedback, etc. But there's no like private live streams or anything there. The live streams, I just do them publicly on YouTube when I have a chance. Etisham, yeah, I mean, emotions and losses. I mean, like everyone, I'm always fighting the urge to do any revenge trading or to overtrade, oversize. These are things that I'm sure everyone, no matter how much experience they have, they always need to keep in check. I'm actually building right now. If you see down here that says risk management ready, trading allowed, I'm also developing like a risk management indicator for Sierra chart. It does have some limitations based off of the platform itself, but I will probably release this very soon, probably like in about a week's time after I've done a little more testing. But so far it's been good. It basically has a cooldown timer, so like if I take a trade and it hits my stop loss, then it activates a cooldown timer that it doesn't let me open any trades for a set amount of time. Things like that. So I'm gonna keep refining that and probably make it available pretty soon. Let me see the charts. Nordic, at the moment, I don't have much accounts with prop firms. Like I said, I didn't do much trading in August on prop firms. I traded a little bit of my live account. So I'm going to have this take profit trader. I have a Lucid one, a Lucid Flex that I haven't used on the live streams. But the goal, like starting tomorrow with this take profit trader one or the Lucid, I want to invest any payouts that I get. I will reinvest just into more accounts. Deep charts, I think it's it looks like it's a very good platform. It used to be called VolSys. It's by the same Italian developer. They used to have a platform called VolSys, and they rebranded as Deep Charts, but it is an Italian company called Volumetrica that develops it. But I think it is a very good platform. Etisham, do you look at current volume? I've talked about this, Etisham. What I like to do is, like, if we start trading on the New York session, and if we're coming down like we did here into areas that we're making a new low or high, then I'm going to go back and reference the previous sessions. Like here, if we have a breakout to the upside now, then I'm gonna come like reference, this high volume node from the overnight, because we're at a new area. But like right now, I'm only, if we are still in the range of New York, we just start trading on the New York profile. Something happened there. I don't know. YouTube just said that there was some kind of interruption in the stream, but I think we're back. Let me catch up with all these chat messages, guys. Opie, I don't live stream every single day. I do a bunch of other things aside from trading. I'm involved in like real estate, like investment properties, and I try to help my wife out a lot with my kids. My son has like a mild, like a level 1 autism. So we have been taking him to like speech therapy and things like that. So I try to help my wife as much as I can, you know, taking him to all his like classes and things. So I'm not like on the charts for very long stretches. I usually just try to catch the New York Open and sometimes the close. But on the days where I am, you know, where I have a chance to stream, I'm gonna do it. And if you follow me on YouTube, just turn on notifications and it'll let you know when I'm logged in, you know, for when I have scheduled a live stream. This was a very nice setup. I mean, I know it's obviously in hindsight that I'm saying this, but this was a over-under pattern right here. We have the left shoulder right, and then the pullback here, right at this low volume node area. And we have the little absorption firing right there. That was a very nice long signal right there. Let me see. Marcos, for me, I trade M15. Yeah, I think 15-minute charts is already too high for order flow. Like for me, I don't really go above the 5-minute chart if I'm looking like at a footprint chart. For example, I would not go above a 5-minute chart. But I mean, that's my opinion. But I think, yeah, the higher the time frame you go, the less effectiveness I think you get, because it's just taking too long for the candles to close and confirm those setups. User JE, I mean, I would definitely trust Sierra Charts levels more than TradingView, because they do have true order flow bid-ask data. But like I said, I'm gonna work on a video again. I'm gonna work on a comparison video between volume profiles on Sierra Chart and TradingView and publish that pretty soon. Because I'm curious, I did one like a year ago. I'm curious to see how things look now. Dinch, I came across a profit on breakout without... Dinch, I mean, breakout is specialized only in crypto. So at the moment, all the companies that I promote now are futures firms, but I do actually have an account with Breakout. If you use code PAVT, you're gonna get the best discount that they have available. I don't think they do like very big discounts. That's the thing, is, you know, in futures firms, you're always used to 30, 40, 50% off. I think with Breakout, the discount that they give is like 5% or something like that, which is still something. I mean, it's worth it. But yeah, no, Breakout is like the OG of crypto prop firms. Like Tradeify has a crypto prop firm now. That guy Patrick Whelan has a Warbucks, which is like a crypto prop firm as well. But Breakout, they're like the original crypto prop firm, and they're really good. I mean, I think if I day traded crypto, I would definitely use Breakout. But yeah, you can use code PAVT with them. But like I said, my focus is on futures, so I don't really use them. Okay, we're coming up here. So again, right now my focus is breaking out above this, and then any back test into here, look to long up into the overnight valley area high right over here. So let's see if that happens. And again, guys, I'm pretty much done for my actual trading for today with that little early trade. I'm already passed on my account. So right now I'm just hanging out, chatting with you guys. And, you know, if I see like a good setup, I'll just take it on a little practice account. Let me check the chat. Nordic, no, I can see you, Nordic. You're not blocked. I'm behind on the comments, so I might have taken a while to answer your message. Let me check the chat, guys. I'm almost caught up with everything. It's been great that you guys are chatting a lot today. I've had other streams where I'm like just thinking of what to talk about and I'm not really getting much interaction. So kind of makes the stream a little more silent. But it's great to have all these questions so we can chat back and forth. Did you say the green up arrows? Alex Monk, the red and green arrows are my custom absorption indicator. So yeah, if it prints a red arrow, that means there was aggressive buying absorbed and that's a bearish signal. And then a green arrow would be the opposite. Aggressive sellers absorbed and a bullish signal. That was crazy. Yes, that's for the risk manager app that I'm developing. That is one of the limitations with Sierra Chart, and that is something that I'm going to be very upfront and transparent about when I put it up for sale. That there are limitations as far as the controls, and there are ways, if you're very determined, there are ways that you could bypass the cooldown if you want it. But again, that then defeats the whole purpose of even like having it. For me, I use it more as like psychological help. And a lot of times, you know, when you're about to like spiral into like revenge trading, even having that little pause of a few minutes is enough to like get your head back in the game. So that's the purpose of how I use it, and that's exactly how I'm going to describe it. Once I publish it, you're going to I'll explain all the details on the product page when I publish it, how it's gonna work. Nordic, do you use tick charts for GC? Yeah, for gold, as I said, I don't actively day trade gold, but I found 250 to 500 ticks is a good balance. I would say start off with 500 ticks on GC. And then here, let's do something. Let me put on trading view. And I'm going to close this. I'm gonna open my chart book that I use just for testing out indicators and accounts on Sierra Chart, because I have the gold market added in there. So here, let's go. So this is the 1 hour gold chart on TradingView. I'm just loading up So right here, this is my platform that I use to test out indicators and things on Sierra Chart. And this is a 500 tick chart on gold. I know this is delayed, guys. I don't have live data active on gold in Sierra Chart because I would need to activate the COMEX exchange, and I don't want to have to pay $13 a month extra for, you know, data that I don't really use. But yeah, this is a 500 tick chart on gold. And this is, where am I? This is a 5-minute chart. 10:53. Is this live? Is this live data? Let me see. Right now we are at 45.64. Huh. I guess I do have live data here. I thought, for some reason, I thought I didn't. I know I haven't paid for COMEX data, but I guess I do have live data here on gold. But yeah, so this is a 500 tick, and then if I change into a 250, this is what a 250 would look like. So, I mean, I think 250 might even be better, or maybe even like 300, something in between. There's no like official set rule of how low or what tick time frame to use. Like literally the way I came about my 3,000 ticks on ES and 1,500 ticks on NASDAQ was that I pretty much just was looking for a chart that was similar to like a 1 minute time frame, but that, you know, it would still give me more detail. Save any changes. I'm just gonna open back up my regular Sierra charts. Let this load. Here, I'll keep checking the chat while all these charts load up again. Tran families, great to hear. Yeah, it's good. Any special projects that you are programming? Sorry if I'm delayed with the chat, guys. I'm almost caught up with it. Shraban, yeah, I try to live stream as much as I can, but like I mentioned, I do have a bunch of other things outside of trading that I do, so I'm not able to trade daily or live stream daily, because I do try to trade at least a little bit myself every morning if I have a chance or in the close. But I'm trying to shoot for at least 2 live streams every week. 2 to 4 live streams every week on YouTube. And again, guys, if you want to support the streams and get more going, just make sure to hit that thumbs up. And you can use code PAVT for all the best prop firm discounts. And that's another great way to support the channel. Oh, here my heat map got screwed up. Okay, there's the heat map again. Right here, if we come back down to this area, this might be a decent area for a long. So you can see we're pretty much in a very balanced profile. So today, fading off the extremes seems to be the play of the day. Like, this is our main low volume node support right now. No, not there. Down there. This is our main low volume node support right now. Let me see. Have you Emerald, I've been trading since 2017. But I mean, I started out in crypto, then I moved to Forex in 2018. And I mean, in 2018, and then I started futures in 2019, and that's been my main focus since then. Etish, yeah, I'm definitely, I've lost a bunch of accounts. I mean, especially prop firm evaluations, I tend to trade more aggressively on those. Yeah, I mean, emotionally, you know, you just gotta keep yourself in check and try not to get into a revenge trading mindset, especially if you're trading a bunch of accounts at once. You don't want that loss on one account to then translate into a bunch of other ones, and then when you realize you've already, you know, lost a bunch of accounts. Divine Academy, I'm from Bogota. Divine, yes, you can definitely do that. I actually do that on my own charts as well. Like here on Sierra chart. Not on my, like, my regular chart, I have it set to normal. But my footprint chart on NQ, I have it set the tick multiplier to 4. So that way is going to consolidate 4 ticks into a single line. Because if not, the footprint chart will look huge. But yeah, you can also change the tick size or the multiplier. This right here, this would be the area I will look to fade here on NASDAQ. See if we get up to this. Oh, damn. That was a huge move here. Again, guys, I'm not really trading. Oh. This is some kind of... Is there a news event? Let me see the news. 8:20. No, the news already passed for today. let's go back to ES. Right here on ES. So we are right where I talked about before. So here, I will look to long a pullback right here. This, I will look for a retest here. We are holding right at this spike from the overnight. But now I will look for a pullback into this low volume node area like 77.14. And then look for a bounce from that area there. Nolan and footprint, I look for absorption. So areas where we have trapped buyers or sellers at an extreme with inverse delta. That's at least, you know, the way that I look for it. Trend families, I haven't gotten anything regarding the scan warning. Look right there, guys. Retest right into that low volume node area. Now let's see if we can get the follow through and come up here into the valley area high from the overnight. So we had the retest. See, I was actually gonna try to take a little simulated trade there to show you guys, but I have my cooldown activated on my indicator, so it didn't allow me to open anything. But this was the plan I've been talking about for a while on the stream. If we got back above this low volume node area, and if we got above this levels of support resistance, then flip up. So now I just want to see this area continue to hold and a push up here. Let me see. Nordic, I don't think you need to change anything on there. I think the signals on the CVD indicator will print, you know, as soon as all the factors that it looks for are confirmed. Divine, yes, you can change the size of the ticks on the footprint very easily. Nolan, like as I mentioned before, on the footprint, just look for areas of high volume and absorption. That's what I look for. If you see prices contracting and then you see a lot of, let's say, aggressive selling getting absorbed at the bottom, then, you know, that might be a good signal that there might be like a squeeze up coming to the upside. Divine, I mean, if you're just gonna use the 1 minute time frame, then I would just stick to that time frame. But it will change the imbalances though, because if you're consolidating the ticks, then it's gonna change the actual value per level. But I mean, you just gotta test it. I think, you just gotta change the tick size and back test it and see how it affects and changes everything on your charts. Okay guys, I think I'm gonna be leaving the stream right here. I have to get ready to go do some stuff, but thanks everyone that tuned in. Again, hit that like button, subscribe, and I will be back tomorrow morning again, so make sure to tune in. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Overall, a good day. I hit my profit target early on for my Take Profit Trader account, so I will start trading the funded account tomorrow morning with them. And that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're having a great day, and we'll talk again soon, okay?